Hi, my name is Shanda, and I'm a facilitator with the Prison Yoga Project. Today, we'll be practicing yoga in a chair. So feel free to make yourself comfortable. I also have two blocks that you may find supportive if you have any other support, maybe like a low stool that you can use, but it's completely optional. You don't need those items for today. Chair yoga practice is a great way to experience the benefits of yoga while maintaining in a full supported pose. So we'll be using the chair mostly throughout our entire practice, and there'll be an option for a standing practice or standing pose near the end. So let's just begin. Seated comfortably with your feet firmly planted on the floor. If your feet don't reach the floor, feel free to place your blocks underneath your feet. You want to make sure that your feet aren't underneath the chair, but rather your knees are above your ankles and your feet are about hip-width distance apart. I'm seated with my back slightly away from the chair. That allows you to sit up a little bit taller with a little bit more energy in your spine. But feel free, if at any point you need to rest and sit back into the chair, you can do so. Rest your hands maybe on top of your thighs or one palm on top of the other in your lap. Soften the belly, gently drawing the belly up and in. Gently lift the breastbone and soften your shoulders on your back. Lengthen your neck. Soften your face, soften your eyes. And maybe close your eyes if it feels comfortable to do so. Begin by noticing, perhaps noticing any sounds in the space that you're in. Noticing the temperature of the space that you're in. Noticing if it feels warm or cool. Feel your feet supported by the floor or blocks beneath you. And feel the support of the chair. Notice your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Noticing the coolness of the breath as it enters your nostrils. Noticing the warmth of your breath as it leaves your nostrils. Noticing if your breath is short or if it's long. Noticing any sensations in your body, perhaps tenderness or tightness. What is the quality of energy in your body? You can notice if you feel tired or awake and alert. If the energy feels low or if the energy feels high or somewhere in between. Begin to deepen your breath. Maintaining a sense of comfort and ease in each in-breath and each out-breath. Let's breathe 3 more mindful breaths together, breathing at your own pace, taking your time. When you're ready, softly releasing the breath. If your eyes are closed, just allow them to open softly so you begin to take in more light from the room that you're in. Let's bring the hands to rest on top of the thighs. We'll begin by opening and lengthening the neck. So pay attention to your neck. Sometimes necks can feel sensitive, especially if we've experienced injuries. So be sure to work at a pace that feels comfortable for you and supportive for what your body needs. Again, the spine is nice and long. Shoulders are open and soft on the back. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your right ear lower towards your right shoulder. You may hear some sounds of pops and cracks. As long as there's no pain, it's okay. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in, deep breath out. And slowly lift the head, centering it between your shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let your left ear lower towards your left shoulder. And again, you may notice sensations of tenderness or tightness. Pay attention and be gentle. Breathing deeply. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. One more time. In through the nose and out through the nose. And on your next inhale, just slowly lift the head, centering it between your shoulders. Let's move through some shoulder shrugs. So on your next inhale, let's shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, let's release. Let's do this 4 more times. Inhale, shrug. And exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And release. Release your arms and let them lengthen off to the sides of the body. On your next inhale, let's lift the arms up to shoulder level. And exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms to shoulder level. And exhale, release. And so you're paying attention to your body, just noticing what sensations you might feel. Maybe backing off, maybe not lifting the arms quite up to shoulder level. That's an option too. But if you'd like, you can also begin to lift your shoulders up overhead. So on the next inhale, sweeping the arms up, the palms turn to face one another. And as you exhale, release. And just see if you can sync this with your breath. So maybe you're just lifting the arms to shoulder level, or maybe you're lifting them up overhead, and exhale, release. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, release. Twice more. Inhale, and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Let's just pause there. Just notice what sensations you feel in your body. Perhaps noticing your body getting a little warmer as we lift the arms up and overhead. Maybe your breath is a little bit deeper as well. We'll move through a seated forward fold. And so once again, please pay attention to your body. I'll be using blocks to help support my forward fold. So if you need support of a block or perhaps a stool in front of you, feel free to take those items now and place them in front of your feet on the floor. If you're using blocks, you can have them turned up to high, medium, or low, whatever works best for you. It's also important at this point to maybe shift your weight forward just a little bit in the chair so that you have more space and more range for your forward fold. Let's inhale, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, trying to keep the arms right alongside the ears, let's hinge forward into a forward fold. And then maybe the hands will come to rest on the knees or maybe onto the block. Good. When you're ready, on your inhale, you can bring the hands back up to the knees or you can flow and lift the arms up. And exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up. And trying to keep the arms right up overhead alongside the ears. Maybe releasing the hands onto the legs or your hands onto your blocks. Inhaling, exhaling. Remember, you can lift the hands up and bring them to the thighs, or maybe you sweep the arms up as you lift up. And exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhaling, keeping the arms alongside the ears as you hinge forward from the hips, maybe finding the blocks, maybe finding the floor. And let's just release the head and find a forward fold that works best for your body. So again, maybe hands are on the blocks or maybe hands come to the floor. You can release your head, soften your shoulders, and breathe here for 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more breaths at your own pace. One more breath. And again, maybe bringing hands onto the thighs, or you can sweep the arms out to the sides as you lift up. And exhale, release. And let's just pause for a moment, maybe bringing hands to rest onto the thighs. Breathing. Now preparing to pay attention to the sides of the body. So there's a few variations you can take with this. You can let your hand rest on your thigh, or in this case, I'm going to let my right hand reach for the leg of my chair and hold on firmly. Lengthen your left arm towards the floor and begin to reach the arm out and up. And notice that the palm opens to the sky, and then the palm opens to face the right side of the room. You get to decide how much you'd like to move into your side bend. So using the chair leg to help support the body, keep your chest lifted, your shoulders open, space between your chin and your chest. Relax your shoulders down your back. Let's breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release. Other side. So remember, you have the option. You can hold on to the chair leg or rest your hand on top of your thigh. We begin to inhale, reach and lengthen the right arm up. The palm turns to face the sky. Then the palm turns to face the left side of the room. And then we hinge over to the side. Relaxing the shoulders onto the back, lifting the chest, space between the chin and the chest. Soften your face and breathe deeply. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, release. You can bring both hands to rest onto your legs and just take a moment. Maybe bringing one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly. And just noticing what has shifted, what has changed. And perhaps the quality of your breath or the depth of your breath. Maybe you're breathing a little deeper, a little fuller. Maybe noticing warmth in the body. Did you notice a change in your heartbeat? And if your eyes are closed, you can allow them to open, release your hands, and we'll prepare for a seated tree pose. So again, I'm seated midways in the seat, so there's a little space between my body and the back of the chair. And just begin by picking up your left leg, and you can support the leg with your hands, and rest your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Gravity will do the work of helping to lengthen into this leg, but you can also use your left hand to provide a little support if the stretch is a little bit too much. It can also be helpful to flex the left foot so that your toes are pulling towards the knee to help protect your left knee. And so we just breathe here. You can hold on to the foot, you can hold on to the knee with the hands and breathe. You also have the option to let your tree grow up to the sun, reaching the arms up overhead, relaxing the shoulders onto the back, breathing deeply. One more breath, deep breath in, deep breath out. If you lifted the arms up, go ahead, release them back down to the leg. Support your leg with your hands, bringing the leg back onto the ground. Other side. When you're ready, we're going to support the right leg, holding on to the foot, holding on to the knee. Again, gravity will help us finding a little bit more of a stretch and release through the right leg. I find it helpful and very supportive to protect the knee by flexing the right foot so my toes are moving in towards the knee. You can also rest your right hand underneath the knee to help support the weight of the leg as well. Lift your chest, open your shoulders. Feel free to keep your hands where they are, or maybe you allow your arms to reach up to the sky. Relax your shoulders onto your back. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release the hands back down to the right leg and support the leg, bringing the foot back down onto the mat and release. We now have the option for a standing tree pose. You can repeat tree pose if you'd like in the chair, if that is preferred, or you can rest if you'd like. Otherwise, let's come to standing. I'm just going to stand to the side of my chair and use my chair for support, for balance. Tree pose is a wonderful pose that helps us build strength as well as cultivate a greater sense of balance in our bodies. And so it can be helpful to have a chair or maybe a wall nearby if you're practicing this pose while standing. I'm going to ground down into my right foot and begin to lift my left heel from the floor. Open your left knee to the left, still keeping your toes down onto the ground, and slide the sole of your foot into your inner ankle. You can rest here, and this can be your tree pose. You could also slide the foot up a little bit higher into your inner calf. You want to make sure that you're not pressing into the inside of the knee. So it's important to keep the heel below your knee joint. You can keep your hand resting on your chair for support, or if you like, maybe reaching the left arm up to the sky, followed by the right arm, finding balance. Finding your breath, breathing deeply, letting your tree lengthen upward while maintaining strong roots into the ground. Take one more breath in. Let's release the hands back down, turn the knee into center, and release. And just pause for a moment, just noticing what sensations you feel in through your body. We'll prepare to do tree on the other side. So I'm going to move around to the other side of my chair. Again, standing tall, feet about hip-width distance apart, using my chair for support. Slowly beginning to lift my right heel from the floor. Open your right knee to the right. Bring the sole of the foot into your inner ankle. You can pause here, and this can be your tree, or maybe sliding the foot up a little bit higher into your inner calf muscle. Again, make sure you're not pressing into the inside of your knee. Knees don't like to move in that direction. You can keep your hands where they are, or maybe you start by reaching and lengthening the right arm up, followed by maybe the left arm reaching up. It can be helpful to steady our gaze at one point on the wall or on the floor right in front of us to help us maintain our balance. Let's take one more long, slow, deep breath in. One more long, slow, deep breath out. Release your hands as you exhale. Bring the knee into center and release. Let's pause for a moment. Maybe eyes are closed or your gaze is softened. And just feel that sense of strength and balance in your body. Perhaps noticing the quality of your breath. Perhaps even noticing a steadiness in your mind. If your eyes are closed, allow them to open softly, and let's return to our seat. Preparing for a seated eagle pose. Eagle is a wonderful pose because we get to stretch and twist through the upper and lower halves of our body. If you find that one aspect of this pose is not comfortable, feel free to opt and just do one half. We'll work it in sections, so don't worry about it. Again, I'm seated near the front edge of my chair, so I have enough space to move. If you were using blocks earlier, you can also just kind of shift them off to the side because we don't need them for this pose. Let's start by crossing the right leg over the left. And maybe sitting in this position is comfortable for you. Maybe you want to go back to that variation of tree pose if that's better for you. But I just want to give you a range of options here. You can start with the leg crossed. You can have your ankle over your knee. Let's inhale and reach the arms out to shoulder level. And bring your arms just in front of your chest. Cross your left arm over your right. And maybe you're able to bend your elbows. If not, you can also just bring the palms together, bend your elbows, and bring your elbows together. So you have options. Left arm on top of the right. Maybe the palms come together to touch. Breathing. Maybe noticing that stretch in the space between your shoulder blades and your upper back. Maybe noticing any sensations through your shoulders and chest as well. Relax your face. Soften your jaw. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Inhale deeply and exhale. Release. Uncross your legs and pause. It's preparing for the second side. So you have the option to cross your left leg over your right. Again, if that does not feel comfortable, you can also take that variation of seated tree or anywhere in between. We inhale, sweep the arms out to shoulder level, cross the arms in front of the chest, this time the right arm over the left, bending the elbows. If that's not available, you can bring palms together and bring elbows together. Maybe you're able to wrap the forearms and the palms come together to touch. And if not today, that's okay. Take your time. Practice where your body is today. Take one more deep breath in. One more long, slow, deep breath out. And on your next inhale, let's unwind the arms, uncross the legs, and rest. Preparing for a seated twist. I like to offer you a variation for this as well. If your low back is sensitive, I'd recommend keeping both of your feet on the ground for this variation. So that means that if you would like, you can also rest in a seated position as well. So an option to just opt out, rest in the chair, or to keep both feet on the ground for this twist. Otherwise, you can cross your right leg over your left. Pausing here, both of my hands are just resting on my leg. If I interlace my hands and take hold of the leg just below the shin bone, or just below the knee onto the shin bone, I can gently press the hands into the leg to help lift and lengthen the spine, lifting the chest and rolling the shoulders open. Let your left hand remain on your right leg and take your right hand to your seat. So maybe reaching for the chair leg or maybe the back of the seat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, and slowly begin to rotate to the right. And you get to determine what feels good and what feels best in your body. So maybe it's just a slight turn, a quarter turn to the right. If it feels okay with your neck and head, you can turn your head to gaze over your right shoulder. Otherwise, just gaze softly towards the right side of the room. Take one more long, slow, deep breath in. One more long, slow, deep breath out. If you turned your head, just recenter, facing forward. Release your arms, uncross the legs if you did so. Pause. And breathe. Preparing for the second side. Again, the option is to just rest or to have both feet on the ground, or otherwise you can cross the left leg over the right. Interlace your hands, taking hold of the lower leg just below your knee to help lift the chest and lengthen the spine. Keep your right hand on the leg and take your left hand maybe to the seat of your chair or maybe to the leg. And as you grow your spine just a little bit taller, slowly rotating to the left. Again, maybe it's a small turn, a very subtle, slight turn. You have the option to turn the head to gaze over your left shoulder if that feels okay with your neck. Otherwise, just gazing softly towards the left side of the room. Take one more deep breath in. One more long, slow, deep breath out. Good. Inhaling, turning to center the head, releasing the arms, and uncrossing the legs. Pause here. And breathe. And for our final relaxation pose, I'd invite you to make yourselves comfortable using whatever props you have available to you in the room. Blankets, pillows, cushions. You can even use clothing items to create cushion and support for yourself. Sit back in your chair. If you need to drape something over your body, if it's getting cool in the room, feel free to do so. But again, make sure that your feet are firmly supported by the floor. If your feet don't reach the floor, you can use your blocks or books, some sort of structure, some sort of support for the legs. You can let your hands rest either on the legs or maybe hands on the belly. But the idea is to create a greater sense of ease and comfort in your body. Maybe turning the palms up helps to soften the shoulders and create more space in the chest. If it feels comfortable, just soften your gaze or close your eyes. Release control of your breath and just allow your body to breathe itself for the next few seconds. You can gently wiggle your toes and just allow your toes to come to rest onto the floor. If you gently press your feet down into the floor, you can feel the muscles of your legs engage and activate, and then gently release. Make soft fists with your hands, and then splay the fingers wide, and let your hands rest. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, taking a long, slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, just soften and release. Relax your jaw by opening the mouth and creating a little space between the upper and lower sets of teeth. Allowing your tongue to just rest in the mouth. Allow the muscles that support the eyes to rest by not moving the eyes. Even when the eyes are closed, there can be a tendency to move the eyes. So just let everything soften and recede into the background. Try not to move or disturb your body in any way for the next few moments. You may find that you drift off to sleep, and that's okay. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh the breath out. Begin to wiggle your toes and fingers. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the sides and give yourself a big hug. Crossing one arm on top of the other, you can bow your chin in towards your chest. And inhale, open the arms and cross the other arm on top of the other and lower your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, open the arms out wide, and if possible, reach the arms up. Otherwise, you can also cactus the arms, bending the elbows. And just stretching, opening, releasing, gently waking the body. And then when you're ready, just gently join your hands together in front of your heart. Bowing your chin in towards your chest. Thank you and namaste.